Welcome to our 2022 Pioneer 320 DS. Starting right in your back bumper here. If you just reach in, pull that cap on out of there. Inside of the bumper, you're going to find your sewer hose. Take note of those two ears and the adapter here. It's how they hook it up to your sewer system. Then the hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. Just keeping it stored in the bumper back here to help keep any sort of stench out of the unit, keep things a bit fresher, and that cap just presses into place. Straight up the corner from there, you'll find a cable and satellite inlet. Coax cable just plugs into there, fires up at your TV location. Right around the corner from there is your exterior shower. That little latch there, you just pull that down, you can open it on up. Standard 3-foot hose with the standard head. Hot and cold water, of course. If you got the dog out getting muddy, you can spray him off before he goes inside. Once you're done, just tucking that handle back in there, it locks into place. Straight up above that is your city water inlet. Water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize the water lines throughout the unit. Beside that's your shore cord inlet. So as you pop this guy open, you are going to find a little metal tab in the bottom corner there. Lines up with this tab here. Press those in together, little eighth turn will then lock it into place, and you get the threaded collar in the back there to properly lock it down. As you follow the cord back, you're going to find a standard 50 amp end. Some campsites will have that, some won't, so we do provide you with this adapter here to go from a 50 down to a 30. Most campsites do have that. You just plug straight on in and you're good to go. And we also provide you with a 15 amp adapter, so if you're looking to plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you got the power to do so. Right at the end of your stabilizer jack here, you can see that little rod there. That's where you attach your manual override to, so we'll show you that once we get to it. Couple steps down the side of the unit, we get your sewer system here. So that cap there, you're just going to kind of press on it, give it a turn. It's got the same ears on it that your sewer hose had. It'll attach the same way where you're just pressing it in, turning it until it's locked in. So you can see that gray valve or that black valve right back there. That's going to be for, of course, the sewer system. As you open that up, that'll drain itself out. And then as you come to the front axle here, get your gray tank there. You have that gate valve just kind of right in the back there as well. Same idea, you just open that up, allows it to drain itself out. Towards the front of the unit, you get your storage compartment here. Just opens on up, and you get your little finger latch on the left side there. It just holds it open for you. In here, you're going to find your water hose. Inside of the water hose, you'll find your park adapter. So your 30 amp to there, 15 to a standard household outlet. Around front of the unit, you get your battery box here. As long as you're plugged into that shore cord in the back or your 7-pinch your tow vehicle, that battery will be charging for you. These knobs there, you can push them back. You get access to your propane tanks. For the video, I'm just going to pop this right out of here. And then we can show you the changeover right in front here. So it's currently green, pointing off to this tank right here. So it's letting us know we've got propane and we're running off of this tank. If it were to go red while you got this tank open, it's just letting you know that tank's now empty. At that point, just flip the change over to the other side, run off of that tank while you get the other one filled. In front's power tongue jack. On the right's a light switch. On the left, up is up, down is down. Manual override, just that little rubber plug there. You pull that off, allows you to access the override for it. Other end of your storage compartment here, same sort of finger latch holds it open. In here, you're going to find this silver manual override. That's for your tongue jack up front. The long straight one is going to be for all of your stabilizer jacks. And then this guy here would be for your slide out. Inside of your storage compartment here on either wall is a little light. So it's just got its own little switch right up top there. Right here, you've got your stabilizer jack switch. So you get the exact same thing in the back there. As you press and hold extend, you can see they make their way down. Now they're not going to level the unit. They're just going to stabilize it, right? So you hear it hit the ground, and then you'll hear the whine on the motor. Right, so once you hear that motor load up, that's when you want to release the switch. If you're to continue extending, you can actually strip the gear pack right out of there, which of course you don't want to be doing. Once you're done, just press and holding retract until they come up all the way. Once they're stored away properly, they'll just turn themselves off. There we go. This little T-latch here would just slide up into the door. It just holds it open for you. Right there would be your access to your slide out override. GFI protected outlet, as well as your cable and satellite outlet outside. So if you ever want TV outside, you got the power to do so. Fresh water inlet right there. Fresh water hose will stick into there, turn on the water, and it fills up a fresh water tank. Drain for that tank is just right underneath. You can see it's that one long one there with the extra bit on it. Currently got that open and drained out. Right underneath your fresh water inlet is a black tank flush. So you may notice over time after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel still reading 1/3 or 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically just some debris inside of the tank hanging between the probes. What you can do is take your water hose, plug it into there, turn on the water, and that'll just flush out that tank for you. The other two lines down here, just low point drains. So you just open those up, allows the water system to drain itself out. Currently we've got the unit winterized for you. Hot water tank's right beside that all. You just line up that keyway, you can pop it on open. Pressure relief valve right up top there. So before turning it on with either source, you want to make sure you're getting a little bit of water coming out. Like I said, the unit is currently winterized, so this tank is empty right now. Turning it on with electricity and propane, you just got a couple of switches inside, right? Like I say though, before you do that, you just want to hit that relief valve there. If you're to have an issue with it not firing it up on propane, there's just a reset button right in there you can press to reset it. Once you're done, just keyway locks it back down. Fridge vent right there, so nothing really there for you to worry about, pretty much just service access. Up from there, you'll find a vent for your stove. So of course, propane stove is putting off fumes whenever you're using it, so you want to make sure that your fan inside is turned on, evacuating those fumes. Once you're done, you just press that flap into place, prevent any dust from kicking up in there. 2 exterior speakers are right up from that. Right underneath your fridge vent is the exhaust for your furnace. You just want to make sure it's not blocked off if you're ever running your furnace, because it does get hot. Little T-latch for the back door here, just goes into that rear bathroom. Then you get your back kitchen out here. So it is just on gas struts, opens itself up. On the right side, you get your little light there, just in its own switch. Get some storage here. Hot and cold water, of course, and then just kind of the open storage underneath. Fridge is 120 volts, so as long as you're plugged in, this guy's going for you. Power outlet right in the back there. Right back here is also where you're going to find that switch for the rear stabilizer. Works the exact same as the one up front. Then lastly, just to the back of the unit, you get your tailgate storage system with your spare tire, and then straight up from there, you'll find a pre-wired mount for a rear view or observation camera. Now we'll make our way inside of the unit. Our assist handle here, just up 90 degrees, and it'll fall into place. Then you can take your door and open that on up. This is where you'd use that T-latch just to hold it open for you. For your steps here, you're going to take this blue handle in towards the center, and then they'll pop on open. You get this little tab here that you can push in just to extend or retract your legs based on your campsite needs. As you come inside, first things first, right on the left, you get your fire extinguisher. That's standard, pull the pin, point and shoot. You get some drawer space right beside that as well. Little power outlet up from there. And then you get your monitor panel here. So top left, you get battery. You can see we're currently full. So 12.3 will be a charging voltage. 11.7 is good. 11.2 is low. Your fresh tank, as you fill that up, will start going to third, 2/3, and full. Same idea for your black and your gray tanks. Water tank controls are on the bottom right side here. You get your electric water heater. You just turn that on, turns it on with electricity. Gas water heater, you get that little red light there will come on, letting you know the ignition sequence will start. Once that sequence is started, that light will go out. It's going to try that 3 times. If after the 3rd try it hasn't fired up, this light will come on and stay on. At that point, just off, back on to reset it. So sat right here, you can hear the whir of the flame and the click of the igniter. We know that tank is good. Water pump switch is right up above that. You turn that switch on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize your lines. Light switches are straight up from there on the left side here. The one on the left does all your interior lights. The one on the right does your awning light outside. Awning itself is on this far right switch here. Press and hold extend, and that awning will make its way out. Once that awning's fully extended, we're going to see a little black flap come down, as well as the black of the metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to stop. If you're to continue extending, it can actually wind itself up backwards, in which case your fabric would be underneath the tube, allowing it to hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. Alright, so the flap's just a little bit sticky today, so I'll go out and then I'll come back. And that should bring it down. There we go. There's the flap, there's the tube. Now if it were to start raining, it's of course going to be holding some water anyways. What you can do is grab either arm, front or rear. It's going to pull straight down on it. And you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. Now if you like that angle better, because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with your arm up front. Before you bring them back in though, you just want to make sure these arms are back out straight and fully extended, just so you're not running the risk of bending them. Then you press and hold the track, and the awning will make its way back in. Again, you're just watching to make sure that your fabric stays over top of the tube. And the last thing to keep in mind with your awning is it does catch a lot of wind. So once you get up to about 15, 20 kilometers an hour of wind, you want to bring it back in, just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. There we go. Slide out switch is right in the center here. Works much the same. You're just going to press and hold out, and the slide will make its way out. Once your slide out's fully extended, we're just going to hear some clicks from the motors letting us know they've reached their stall. Once we hear those, we'll let go of the switch. There we go. Now up into the front bedroom. The light switch is just right up on the wall. Blinds throughout the unit just kind of sit wherever you leave them. Closet space here opens on up, and you do have CPAP access. So you have your light switch there, as well as your power outlet and a USB outlet. If you pick up the foot of your bed, you do get access to little storage compartments. And also just right up in the head of the bed is a little reading light there. Right. The two sliding doors just have the travel straps there. You're just going to undo that, and then they just slide as you would. Right. TV backer right here, so you can do the same thing for in the bedroom as well. Power outlet as well as your antenna outlet. Turning that antenna on, just that little button there, you get that green light letting you know it is turned on. HDMI cable is hooked into the stereo, so you can kind of get that surround sound. Stereo itself is pretty straightforward there. Power button is going to turn it on. Bluetooth to get to that inlet. AM, FM to get through all your bands. Auxiliary inlet would be right in the front here. Pause and play, and then you get your seeks. Zone 1 is your inside set of speakers. Zone 2 is your outside set. You press the little knob there to kind of cycle through all of your settings. That's also your volume control. Open storage underneath. Then just the other end of your bedroom here. Get the same sort of CPAP access in here with the little light. And then your emergency exit here. You're just pulling this red tab to get rid of the screen. Take this handle here, throw it outside, and hop on out. In the slide out, you can see you've got your couch right here. It's a little center push button light. You have the little cup holders there. You can also take the base, fold it right down to make your bed. Once you're done, just flipping it back up. In the dinette, you get the same sort of light right up top. You can see it's currently set up as the dinette. If you're to take your table, wiggle it up and out of its legs. The legs will then wiggle out of their bases. There's 3 little ledges there that the table will then sit onto. And then you've got these little filler cushions back here that'll fill in the bed to create your bed. Fill in the dinette to create your bed. Right up from there, you get your smoke detector. Right, LP detector is kind of right in the kitchen here. So propane's heavier than air, sits on the floor. This guy detects it and starts going off just like your smoke detector would. Spice racks, as well as some storage underneath the sink here. Just being mindful of your drains and your water lines. If you're looking to winterize the unit yourself once it comes time, I believe your hot water tank is just right behind this panel here. It's just a screw on either side. You get access to it. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course, and storage right up above it. In here, you'll find that binder. It's got all of your owner's manuals, any keys, any remotes, anything like that, you're going to find right in there. You also just have the little light right down here as well. Microwave, pretty standard, just like home. How much I can teach you there. Down underneath, you get your range vent with the light as well as the fan. This is that fan that you want turned on with that flap outside opened up. The bifold cover for the stove just flips on back. And you can take the knob, turn it over to light, hit it with a sparker, and she fires right up. Once you're done, just turning them all off, letting the grill cool down, and then covering it back up. For the oven, you're going to grab a lighter, open it up, turn the far right knob there over to pilot, and then press and hold. And right in the back, you get that pilot light going. Once you have it going, you just hold the knob for another couple seconds, then you can release, and the flame will hold itself. Turn up to your desired temperature, and she fires right up. Once you're done, just turn it back down to pilot. It'll hold just the pilot light for you. If you're going traveling, you want to make sure that's right off. Furnace return air is kind of right beside that, so just kind of making sure that's not blocked off. Fridge right up from there. You open up the freezer on the left side there, you get your power button. With it running in auto, it's first looking for AC power. If AC power is taken away, it'll automatically flip over to gas. If you want it to run solely on gas, you can have that button come out over flush. It'll run just on gas. If that check light there were to come on, it's just letting you know it hasn't fired up. At that point, just off, back on to reset it. So that's your freezer up top, fridge down low. Temp selection is just right up in the top right corner there. Then right around the corner from there, you get your thermostat. You're going to press that bottom bar to wake it up. Press it one more time, you get into fan low. So that's just moving some air around with the low fan. Fan high, same idea. Now we're using the high fan. Cool high is where it'll have the compressor come in and out as needed. You're leaving the high fan on all the time to give you your cooling. Cool low, same idea, just now we're using the low fan. Cool low auto is where it becomes an on-demand system where both the fan and the compressor will cut in and out as needed. Cool high auto, same idea, just now we'll use the high fan. Temp selection at any point, just your arrows here. With that air conditioner going, you got 2 different options. You can have these 2 louvers here closed, in which case we'll be using all of our ceiling ducting to move the air. Or you can open them up and it just dumps all of its air into the living space here. So when you first get out to your campsite, you want those open, cool off this area as quickly as possible, then you can close them off, start moving the air throughout. Hit that bar again after cool high auto, it comes down into heat. It'll turn off the air conditioner, turn on your furnace. Furnace will be moving its air through all your floor registers. And then after heat, you just hit that bar again, it'll come down into off, and then just kind of cycles back around. Come through this door into the bathroom now. Light switch is over on the right side there, so the one on the right does your light, the one on the left does your ceiling fan. For that fan, you just turn that knob to open it up. Toilet just flips on open, you get your flusher on the right side there. And there's that rear access for outside. Medicine cabinets here. Then for the sink, you got hot and cold water, of course, a little bit of storage underneath it, just being mindful of your drains and water lines again. In the shower, you get your travel strap here, so you're going to pull the doors together, then you can undo it, open them up. Standard head and hose, hot and cold water, of course, pretty straightforward. Once you're done, again, just bring them close together and strap them together. Just a little bit of storage space here. Right around the corner from that, get your rear slide out switch, press and hold out, and the slide will make its way out. Same thing as the slide up front. Once it's out all the way, we'll hear some clicks. Light switch right up on the wall there, just does the 2 lights back here as well. There you have it. Back through here, you get your sliding door again. This top bunk does pick up travel straps on either side. It's not for the couch here. You're not really hitting your head as much. You can see it is just folded up foam pieces. You can take that out, extend it out, make a bed out of it as well. Right in the back, you get your converter. Press the top and center to pop it on open. All of your breakers are on the top here. Whenever breaker breaks, it sits in the middle, so just turn it off and then back on to reset it. Fuses are all on the right side. Whenever a fuse pops, you get a little red LED rip beside it, letting you know exactly which one went. The blinds back here is also your emergency exit. You're just pulling these 2 red handles towards you. Whole window will swing on out. For the ladder here, just picks up, slides on out. Just keep in mind that it will contact your slide. So whenever you're moving your slide, you want to make sure this guy's tucked away. TV backer in here as well. Outlets there for it. And then lastly, just the one little light up on the side there. Alright, so that's about it for this unit. If you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.